Hello, Tracy here. Welcome back to my channel. So this is part 2 of my using up your material scraps to make belly bands, and we will end up with something like this. I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. Mine has been pretty good. Been for another walk this morning, so that's my New Year's resolution. Can't get into the craft room until I go for a walk. I've got 11 months to go before we go on our big overseas trip, so I'm on a countdown to get a bit fitter because there's a lot of things I want to do. So yeah, yesterday, remember, we placed a whole lot of material strips on the back of a piece of material. So after that I sat down and we pinned it all, and then last night I watched a series that we're watching, and I slow stitched about half a dozen pieces. So I'll just put that to the side. So the next stage, after it's all slow stitched, what I do is just flip it over and I straighten up the edges. You don't have to, but I like the neat, I do like the neater edge. And then just run your knife or material cutter up the side. So, and then normally, I'm just going to get rid of this. So what I then do is just stitch down both sides with the sewing machine. I'm not going to do that on camera. So stitch down the side and it just holds all those material pieces. Now see how this is sort of bunched? When it sews, it doesn't matter because you're going to be putting, adding bits and pieces onto it. It doesn't really matter. I've kept my old DMC thread. I used to do a lot of embroidery in my younger years. I don't anymore, but luckily I kept all of that and didn't throw it, not knowing I was going to be getting into journaling. So I'll just put that to the side. So here's a couple that I have already sewn. So straight down, and there is the end result. So now we get on to the fun bit. So I've pulled out various things. There's just like bits and pieces. I've got 3 containers that have got bits of offcuts of lace. Yeah, just grabbed anything really. And then, you know, the doilies that you get, and you might use part of the doily. Then any leftover doilies will be great decoration too. See, that is definitely going to go on here because of the purple. So I pulled all those little bits that you don't really want to get rid of that you might use one day. There's a couple. I won't put green on this. This is more a purpley one. So I'm just going through seeing maybe those two. These here, so yeah, I pull out a couple of embroidered pieces, so not necessarily going to use them. A couple doilies, not necessarily going to use them. These here are rub-ons onto material. First person I seen do this was Gail Oscanelli, so I used to watch her quite a lot. Now I just don't have as much time, but I sort of binge watch when I can. So I'm going to pick a couple, maybe, out of this pile. So this is just rub-ons onto, once again, these are doilies, the leftover part. So if I was to cut this piece out, this is all this is the inside of a doily that I didn't want to throw out. So there's a use for everything. Oh, quite like that one. No, nope. Maybe. Nope, nope. No, because I can see another one that would be cool for. Do I want this one on here? Maybe on that one. The other thing that you can use, so we've got a couple things there, focal points. the other thing you can do is use, another thing that I do is stamp onto material. So we could actually add one of those, which I might just do. Let's have a look, see what we have. Actually, that's quite nice. Let's just go with that. I also have bags. Yeah, I see I've got so much, and that's why I like doing these, because I don't do enough of them. One, I don't do enough of them because I've got so much material scraps, and two, you get to play with things like this. Like I've got a blue one that I did yesterday, which is this one, but I've got a journal for in mind for it, and I don't know whether I actually want flowers on it, but I'm not sure where I got this from, but something like this, I would be able to cut these out and sew them on. Like that I might use on this, will probably go quite nice. So I'll keep that in mind. What else? What's this? Garden. So that would be way too big and I wouldn't put that on. Here's some more doily type things. So I need to go through all these bags. I've got about half a dozen of these bags that have got bits and pieces in them. Yeah, look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. It would be really cool on the blue one. So I'll keep all this blue stuff together, and when I go to do that journal, I'll have a rifle in here and see if I can use some of it. So let's get cracking and decorate, and I'll show you my process. So I would normally trim this down so it's got a hard edge, but I don't think I will, and it's just a matter of placing it. This here I will definitely, I'm definitely going to cut down, so let's just get that done first. It's just a bit too big. So I hope everyone's having a great weekend. I think I've already said that. I need to get organised. I need to get organised this year. I need to use what I've got. Stop spending. I've got so much lace, it's not funny, but then you come across more lace and it's like you just can't leave it behind. I've got about, what I do need to do, seriously do need to do, when I get some time, is go through, let's just cut that about there. I need to go through about 5 containers which have all got doilies in them, which is ridiculous. They need to all be put into like 4 separate containers for small round ones, medium sized ones, and odd shaped ones is what I'm thinking. Right, I want to turn that way, and I do like that there, and I do like that there, so maybe that goes there. So that's that. Now, do we need, I'm thinking that that might be too big actually, and do that more like that. Maybe. So what else do we need? Let's have a hunt around in here. Actually, I quite like this. So let's trim one of these. Actually, you know what? I've already got one that's, so maybe put that there. And then like a belly band you can chop wherever you want. You'll have this bit left over which you could decorate a pocket. I like that there. So let's put that there. So it's just about filling up the space now. So what do we need there? We could have, let's have a look and see if there's, put a bit of lace behind that. So there's no rules, it's just about using what you have. I never know which way is the right way. So, and this is all I do. I just sit here and do this. I could sit here all day, which is really cool. There's these trims too, which I'm not sure that I've got any colourings, but these would be really cool. They would be really cool, but I'm not quite, I don't think I've quite got any colourings that would suit. There's a little bit of this left, so great for using it up. What else do we need? Need something along there, I feel. So, but in this here, once again, same as the one that I've just used, just offcuts from a doily. It's probably a little bit too thick. What else have we got? And I just rifle around until I find something. Bit of tatting. Be quite nice. Maybe something like that, or do we want something a bit more vintagey? There's something like that. Yep. And what we need, once we've finished, we will carry on and we will pin it all, and then it's a matter of slow stitching it all on. Now I know a lot of people don't like slow stitching, but it is well worth it. What's that? So we have a piece there. I want more of a rusticy type. Something like that would be quite cool. Don't want a whole lot of it. Doesn't have to go to the end. And actually pull that out. Yep. That will get sewn down. And then what else do we have? I want another piece of doily or something. Here's a piece here. That flower would be quite nice, although we have got that tatting, so maybe, no, I want the tatting probably up there. I'm not sure about this piece. It might be just a little bit too close. Actually, that will be quite nice right like that. I just need something for this part. Or is it that I don't like? Where was that other piece? That purple piece here. Actually, I think I like that better. And maybe have something like that up the side, just have a little bit of contrasting colour, I think. Let's go. I'll see this. So I just keep adding layers and layers and layers. And then let's use up some more of this. Or not. But I think that we might have cracked this one. So we're not going to use that. Don't think it really needs anything else. Maybe something up here. Maybe a piece of this lace. This is this old German lace. Yeah, I know. It's supposed to be using up your scraps. But when it's just sitting there looking at me, yeah, that finishes it off. So that's that. Now what we need to do is get my little pin cushion and just roughly pin everything together where you want it, because then you're going to go away and sit in front of the TV and slow stitch again. If I'm not, to be honest, if I am not on camera, what I would do is take a picture, or if you are doing this along with me, what I would suggest is take a picture and work off that, because you might not always get it quite right when you're doing this. I'm just going to pin that down there like that, and then pin this side, that, pin that across there. This is great having lace going across there, because it hides the join between two pieces of fabric, and I like doing that. And then pin this one. Let's just go that way. Pin this one. And pin that one. And that's it. That's my process. I'm going to pause while I will sew this, hand sew this, because I don't really think you need to see me do that. Actually, I'll start it off and then I'll pause it. So I get, this is this DMC embroidery thread. I just get two, split it so I've got two threads. Get a decent chunky needle. I don't use a thin needle. I'm not blind, but I do have issues with my eyes, so. And then I think what I'll do is start from the top, and I will just started off and just got a missed call, so I'll have to ring her back when I'm finished. Go. This is why I don't sew online. But I'll get there. There you go. Right. And then I'm just going to, I'll cut all those threads off later. So I'm just going to slow stitch. I'm not particularly, I'm not that fussy when I slow stitch anything. I just go along, pull it out, and that's it. So when I go back through, I'm going to catch at the bottom of this lace. Doesn't have to be perfect. And now what I will do is make sure that I capture a lot of that tatting as much as I can when I'm going through the lace, making sure that I'm at the bottom of this lace, so I'm actually sewing that down at the same time. And then we're right. I mean, the way I figure it, no one's going to look at my sewing, are they? Pull that out. And yeah, let's get rid of these threads. And that's the start. So I will probably chop that off. So I've only got part of that tatting. Let's just stitch that down. Another one over here. And then for this, I will go in here. Don't, probably the one tip is don't pull it too tight, like just tight enough, because if you pull it tight, it's going to gather all this up. And I'm just stitching along. I'm going to pull that out. This I try and make relatively even, just because you can see it, but you know, it's not perfect by any means, but it doesn't need to be. And then down here, I do find this really quite relaxing, to be honest. Starting to get darker outside, which is typical New Zealand weather in the summertime. It's supposed to be summertime, yeah. I must admit it was blustery this morning when we went for a walk. And then what I'm going to do is just capture this lace across here. not being particularly careful. Pull that pin out. So yeah, here's the first section, pretty much sewn. I don't need to go to the end unless you really want to, but I won't be. I'll be sewing back up and then finishing it off, and then that will be like the first section done. Like I said, I will do the rest offline, and I will be back to show you the finished belly band. I'm not going to do them all online, but I will definitely post them on a couple Facebook groups just so people can see the whole lot. If I remember, I will actually show them in my next video. And let's just capture that. Cool. And then finish it off. Tie a knot at the back. Actually, what I might do, while I think about it, I might actually just sew a couple of these ones down the tetting so it doesn't flap around too much. Yeah, done. One thread threaded and sewn and done. So yeah, I'm not the most fastest or fantastic stitcher, but that's it. Let's just trim this down. And that's the first bit done. So I'm just going to push pause. I'm going to do all this and then I'll come back and show you the finished part. Right, back again. So far I have sewn this on. If this annoys you, like I've just sewn straight across there. If this annoys you, you can use your tacky glue to glue it down. So I've sewn the second section on. So you can see I'm not particularly fussy on how I do that. So this is how it's looking so far, and I've sewn this across. I'll trim this, actually I'll do that now because that will annoy me sticking out, and yet I don't mind it sticking out on that side. So this is the last section that I have to sew, but that's it so far. So let's thread up the needle, get my last bit. Hopefully this actually survives right through till the end and I don't have to get some more thread. So what projects are you all working on at the moment, first of the year? I know there's quite a few doing the January challenge of Junk Journal January. So with this one, I think I might just go around there and I might just glue underneath. I haven't got anything planned at this stage. I've got a lot of projects I want to do, but we'll see whether I actually get them done. I've got my piano roll journals that I'm actually doing at the moment. In fact, after this I'll probably go along and fray check a lot of them. Right, let's just pull that pin out. Yeah, some of the material that I've used on the inside covers has slight fray, but others aren't, but I think to be on the safe side, I will do the lot. So I'm just straightening this butterfly up a little bit. It was a little bit wonky, but it seems okay now. And back up. Mike's in the other room. I think he's waiting for me to finish filming so we can carry on watching our series we're watching. So that will be a good chance to sit down, do the rest of these belly bands, and sew and do the free check, I think, will be my afternoon. I used to have a thimble years and years ago when I used to do embroidery. I wonder where it is, because I know the only thing about doing this is my finger does get, depending on how many layers you're doing, your finger does tend to get a bit sore. But as Mike says to me, but toughen up, buttercup. Right, let's sew this down in a couple places. And then wear away again around the next focal point. It is a good way to use up these embroidery pieces, otherwise they just sit around forever waiting for that project. Get rid of that pin. I don't know if I mentioned in yesterday's video, I got my nails done yesterday. Got my Christmas nails taken off, put these French tips on, but I used to bite my nails, so this is all very new to me, having long nails. I did have false nails, but this is all my real nail now, so I'm quite chuffed with myself. The only problem is I do find it really hard going from real short nails to typing, you know, at work, or even doing something like this. Yeah, is a bit different with long nails. So it'll be really good this week. I have a full week ahead. Everyone's back on board, which is great. Makes life a lot easier. And then we're on to this last piece of lovely lace from the edge of a doily, and it will be relatively easy to sew on. Just remember not to pull it too tight. If you do it too tight, this is what happens. So I'm just going to take this pin out, get it reasonably straight, and quickly go along the edge. And finish off. And then what I will do is go along and just tidy up the back, get rid of any of those bits of thread that are hanging around. And that is the project, this weekend's project. Let me know what you think. You can leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you are actually going to do some. Got a bit of a mess out on the desk, but that's okay. Now, one thing you could do when you use them as a belly band or whatever, you could actually glue this part down. You could glue it down onto a strip of cardstock to give it a bit more substance, but I haven't. I don't tend to do that. But this is the finished product. Hope you have enjoyed watching me and my process. But yeah, I have heaps of fun doing these. I hope you do too. I hope it's encouraged you to use some of your scraps. And until next time, have a fantastic week back at work if you are heading back to work. If not, enjoy your holidays still. Lucky you. I will catch you during the week sometime. See ya.